Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the AJ Sear channel dedicated to Juventus. It has been a minute since a live show. We are going on 2 weeks. Obviously, things got a little bit off track as my wife and I welcomed our beautiful son Alessio into the world. So I gotta give a big shout out to everyone who took the time to send a message, a DM, comments on the videos, thanking us, congratulating us, etc. Amazing stuff. Thank you. You guys are all absolute beauties. And Alessio and Mama are doing fine and well, and everybody is doing very good. And now we've got back into the rhythm where we can get in to some live shows, and I absolutely can't wait for this one. So we are gonna do a bit of a time track here and go through step by step what kind of has unfolded while I was away at the hospital with the shakeup in the office to now the rumors we're hearing. We're going to go through it all together. And of course, we're going to talk World Cup. And I'm happy to have Omer. And Omer means business because he's got no sleeves on. So, brother, how are you doing?
Oh, it's been a while. Been a hot
Oh,
minute.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't been on in like a month plus. Yeah, so great to be back. We have a World Cup on our hands. All kinds of crazy stuff happening with Juve as usual. So yeah, a lot to go into, man. And congrats, on the baby, on new Alessio. Welcome to the family.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we gave up the man-to-man coverage with the two daughters, and now we're in zone coverage with that third in there. So things
Yeah.
are, oh yeah, things are lively at the house, but we're all happy. We're all happy, and the girls are happy to have a baby brother, and it's been good. It's been good. I think the dog took the longest time. I think Edgar took the longest time to adapt to this new man around. He's like, what's going on? And you know what? We worry sometimes about Juventus and the culture and the grinta and these guys that have heart and attitude, and why do we let players get chopped and nobody reacts? You guys, in 18 years you're not going to have an issue because Alessio here is an alpha. He wasted no time pissing on me, okay, during diaper changes at the hospital. Like, it was like the first one I think I did, okay? And yeah, we got an alpha on our hands.
Yeah.
Juve, future midfielder, okay? There you go. There you
It's
go.
woke baby shit. Bring
Yeah,
back your babies, will piss on you. And
there you go. Wasn't used to it with the girls, never an issue, and now I got to be prepared with this guy. Okay, so no, it's good stuff. We're happy, everybody's well, and again, big thank you to the community. You guys are amazing. We're gonna start off talking though. Yesterday, I mean, one of our own, Kenan Yildiz, eliminated from the World Cup. Let's get some World Cup feelings and thoughts out there, everybody, right now. But Omer, what do you think about the World Cup so far? How do you feel about Turkey there and
yeah.
Kenan getting eliminated there?
Yeah, so I got into it not that excited. Like I didn't get the World Cup vibes, mainly because Italy are not in it. So like I don't have a horse in the race.
Yeah.
But I did get into it with all the the bettings and the leagues with the guys, betting on scores and whoever wins. So and now I have something to watch the games for, and I actually got into it, watching the fans, watching the games, the atmosphere. That always gets me into it. So now I'm fully on board. Like I'm watching whatever I can. The times are a bit difficult. It's mostly in the early morning, like 1 a.m., 3 a.m. But it's good. Like I'm enjoying it
I
without even some big games yet, except for Croatia, England, and yeah, it's been interesting.
I
But Turkey, man,
I love the World Cup. Um, I'm getting into this. I'm getting into this. I gotta say, one of the things that it took a lot of criticism for, I think, has ended up being one of the most interesting parts about it. All these extra teams, 48 teams, but you know what? I gotta say, they are fighting. They are being thorns in the sides of these teams that maybe have already overlooked them and taken them for granted. But my goodness, man, you're seeing some monumental efforts out there to be scrappy, create problems, and just try to get something out of these games. I applaud these sides that have been just completely taken for granted and just automatically tacked on for losses. It's been very, very interesting. It's been very, very interesting. And when it
Yeah,
comes to Turkey and Kenan Yildiz, I mean, I think they could be a prime example because you have an idiot of a leader in Çalhanoğlu, but he's out there running his mouth off the get-go, and they get shocked there in the first match and absolutely overrun, I gotta say. But in his eyes, the possession, they dominated the game. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of felt the same yesterday too. Too cute, not ready for these teams that are willing to put it all on the line and fight, and it bit him in the ass. But for me, that's fine. Get Kenan Yildiz home as quick as possible. Let's get him ready for our season. But I've enjoyed the fact that there's these extra teams just because of what they're putting up. If they were going to come in there and actually be blown up left, right, and center, it would be disaster. But the fact that there's some tremendous efforts out there actually is giving it a shot where it's been interesting. But I'm all for it. I love the World Cup. The vibes, man. The Norwegian fans with their Viking
oh,
row is just
what a
epic.
beauty.
You're
What
seeing
a
them in the
beauty.
malls going up the escalators and they're all sitting down. I was like, that is
Oh,
epic. Watching Mexico play in Mexico is insane. That's
yeah.
insane. So they hit the goal and the mariachi music comes in. Sign me up. That's epic. That's it's really,
Yeah.
really cool for the fans. The Scots are drinking USA dry. So if you're a beer drinker in US, watch out if the Scots come to town. It's
The
awesome.
Japanese are cleaning
Oh
stadiums at the end
yeah.
of games. I mean, what a beauty, man! What an atmosphere! I absolutely love it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been better than I expected, and I hope it will get better. Like you said, those small teams, first timers, they're just putting it all out there, and it's beautiful to see. I know it won't hold for long, but we already have stories. I think we're going to have a killer top scorer race right off the bat. Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, Mbappe, Messi with 3 goals, Jonathan David with three
Yeah.
goals, and it's been like one round and a few matches, and everyone is like banging goals right now, except for one. I have a beef with him because he's on my ride or die team challenge. But yeah, I got my first team eliminated from the ride or die. So Turkey, pretty disappointing. I was hoping they could be like the Morocco of this tournament and actually be like a dark horse that will be a thorn for any big team who draws them. But very disappointing. Maybe took it a little too obvious that they'll get out of the group stage. But
Yeah.
like you said, Kinnan, get back home, rest. You seem off for a while now, even before the World Cup. So
Now,
yeah, let's go.
Jonathan David, yeah, the second Juventino to get a hat trick at a World Cup next to Paolo Rossi
Mhm.
after his in 82. A statistic I was not aware of. So there you go. And he's the first guy to do it from a host nation since 1966. So props to Jonathan David. That was a just an absolute annihilation of Qatar there. I will be at that deciding match for that group, Canada Switzerland. I'm taking my oldest daughter, Lennon, will be at that game. By all means, AJC Army, if there's anybody that's going to be in Vancouver in that game, whatnot, yeah, it's going to be one hell of an atmosphere. We can meet up and, yeah, have a good time. But I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for that one. And speaking of the Ride or Die Challenge, which Omer brought up, you also just got on the board just the other day. Here are the standings in the
Praise
Ride or Die.
Colombia.
So everybody, how's your team member doing? Paulo over the past couple days just racking up some points because we have point factor, and that's what the kicker is now. So the teams that are lower ranked have a point factor to them for so it's essentially a multiplier on draws and wins. So the more upsets you can get or better results from some of your weaker sides goes a long way for your points. But Paulo in the lead currently at 46 points. That's going to change once my boys get going. And Korea with that, oh my God, should have at least been a draw to Mexico. That goal they allowed was shocking. Luca 33.5, Pierre 30.3, Skanga 26.1, Trim 22 and a half, or 25.5, myself 23.1, Massimo 17.9, and Omer, rough start, but anything can happen, 13.3. And again, at least you got 13.3 all in one day. Like, so that's how quick it could change.
Yeah.
So
Thank fuck for Colombia, because Portugal and Turkey disappointed the hell out of me, and they're supposed to be my top ranked teams. One is
yeah,
already out.
you got to be getting points from your big guys. You need the guarantees, and you need a couple upsets in there. I think the big one for me was that Cape Verde draw against Spain got me like
Yeah.
practically 6 points on its own. So yeah, there you go so far. We're having a lot of fun with that. This thing's going to be interesting. It's wild with that point thing. It's something that Kamoli would have been proud of, Skanga, how he came up with this thing, this draw, these point factors. He's got
Would
an
have
Excel
hired him.
spreadsheet going with the formula in there. Kamoli would have been proud. Now, speaking of, as we move away from World Cup, we can get back into World Cup a little bit later, but Kamoli himself. We're gonna start a little bit of a time track of everything that happened because we haven't been live for a couple weeks. But Kamoli let go, forced resignation. I love that they allowed him to resign and everything like that, but we know it's a forced resignation. And Carnevali comes in. First of all, it seemed like Elkan had decided, you guys are gonna sort this out, this conflict or whatever. Is you're all big boys, we're going to keep moving forward, we're going to get the job done. Out of seemingly nowhere, this guy's gone. And it was during one of the mornings while I was away at the hospital. I think it was the day after we get Bert Kamoli is gone. Omer, what were your thoughts when that went down? Was your immediate gut reaction when, that all of a sudden just goes down seemingly like that? He's gone.
My first gut reaction, I wrote it automatically in our chat, like, I don't like this. Something is off about it. But as the time went by, I kind of thought about it, and it seemed logical. I think there were too many headbutting in there to actually make it work. Eventually, we did have a disappointing season that was all in Komoli's hands. And I do agree that he should be the first one to pay the price. Again, very bad timing, because we've been down that road last year, firing the sporting director in June, and now we have a World Cup, so very little room to work. And it's obviously seen by the names we're linked to and the deals that just seem to fall off. I mean, it's a bit underwhelming so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. I grew accustomed to the idea. Serie A is tough right now. I think that for a foreign sporting director, until he gets the hang of it, how to do business inside of Italy, it seems like he avoided it and went to the French league for the most part, looking for players. It seemed to me like he had a lot of enemies along the way. Like, not a lot of people liked him, which made it harder to do deals, especially Paris Saint-Germain. And so, yeah, maybe a local guy who kind of understands the system more, the league, the owners who have been around for a long time. Maybe that's the way to go. But Carnevali has everything to prove right now. So that's just initial gut feelings.
Yeah, my initial gut feeling was again, we're just not operating like a serious top club. I was like, no serious top club lets this guy continue for 2.5 weeks, whatever it was. You've got agreements with players in place, and now all of that has to be looked at again as you make yet another shift and change in management. My thing is, what has changed in 2.5 weeks that you couldn't have made that decision at the time? And we talked about it with Milan. Milan cleaning house immediately. And I said, hey, whatever the call is, I respect it because they acted immediately and are just like, no, wholesale changes are coming. I said the same thing for us. Somebody's head's got to roll for a season that is considered a failure. I mean, I had no issues with saying goodbye to Kamoli, but I do ask questions again of Elkan being scattered, and you wait 2.5 weeks. You've got this guy working on transfers with the rest of the management group, and all of a sudden it's just like, no, yeah, you're gone. It's very Mickey Mouse for me, again, in terms of the perception as how we are operating and how we are run by the people over and above Camoli. And people took that as if I was defending Camoli or believed he needed to stay. I don't believe he needed to stay. I just hate how we run and how we operate and how it feels like decisions. I can feel the uncertainty. Let's put it that way. I could feel the uncertainty in the people calling the shots.
Oh yeah, it shows. It definitely
Yeah.
shows.
So it just doesn't give me a good feeling, a good, strong feeling or sense of belief in the guys at the top in how we operate. Because people could say now, well, they took that time because they were trying to lock in on Carnevali. Or, well, what was happening with the targets, you didn't get Alisson and he had an agreement and Spalletti thought he was coming in. Who gives a shit? That's part of the mercato. That happens all the time. I'm not buying it. I think at the end of the day, there was an issue there. There were several issues. And we still are scattered and don't really know what we're doing. Elken doesn't really know what he's doing. Now, from that, you get to Carnevali and his hiring. Everything I just said, still I stand firm on, but is Carnevali the right man? Is he the right guy? Should he have been the hire? Because my feeling on the hiring is actually a good one. I do actually think that's a good hiring from Elken. But what were your thoughts on Carnevali being the guy coming in?
Well, as I said earlier, I think it had to be someone from inside the league. I think Carnevali kind of proved he can hold his own. He at least is a not a bottom club, but Sassuolo have been decent. They had their years. They went down and came back. Then like they finished 13th this season, which is not bad for a team who came from Serie B. But his credentials are impressive. I get it. He's not like the big name that everyone wanted to hear. So was Marotta. So were Marotta and Agnelli, who had zero experience, but not zero, but no top level experience, and it worked out. I hope it can work out. Carnevali seems like a very serious guy, and let's see how it pans out. I mean, the difference between managing Sassuolo and Juve is gigantic.
Yeah.
So I can't really throw that out there and say, yeah, he did great there. There's no reason he wouldn't do great at Juve, but like I said, he has it all to prove. I mean, not. I stopped like 2 years ago, expecting something from the guys we sign, management and players based on reputation. Yeah. Everyone has a lot to prove.
Yeah. See, so when I look at this Carnevali hiring, I mean, first off, for those who may not know, I mean, he's been, I believe, just over a decade with Sassuolo. I believe it's maybe 11 years. It could be 12, somewhere in that range. But his big claim is getting them to punch over their financial weight in terms of what they get out of the club. He's built a sustainable model there where they are developing, they're identifying good talents, developing them, making their money and staying where they need to be as far as results go and everything, and in top flight. So he's built a model there that is succeeding and finding good talents, developing them, like I said, cashing in at the right time. He's been notorious, and we've seen it, in pretty hard nosed to deal with. But so the thing is like, as far as his CV goes, what he's done there has been fantastic. I mean, I believe he has earned the right to get that shot at a club with more, ambitious objectives, etc. But it doesn't automatically mean he's going to succeed. And as far as everybody goes, I like this hiring. I like the pickup of Carnevali. I believe he needs to get a shot at a big club. I'm fine with us taking that shot. It just doesn't necessarily mean that everything's going to translate and that it's going to work out. Sassuolo is nowhere near the beast that Juventus is, and running Juventus and operating it. So good luck and Godspeed to Carnevali. But the one thing that I am weary of is certain connections he does have. And there's obviously one to Beppe Marotta that I want to make sure we're not doing favors. This guy has spoken a lot in the past about the Italian teams working together and helping each other and whatnot. However, he's never extended that olive branch technically to Juve through deals. And if you go down the line with some of them, they've been very hard-nosed deals. Locatelli was a very, very one-dimensional deal for us where it was like, this is it. Take it or leave it. We don't care. He wants to go. Like, we'll hang on, whatever. So I want to see that for us because I don't want him coming in here all of a sudden and doing favors left, right, and center, especially for the Snakes because of his connection with Beppe Marotta. And that's my one thing. I don't want us to all of a sudden just bend over whatever, because he is going to find out, even with his connections, that life is different at Juve. And that's what I have my eyes on the most.
Yeah, I think it was like part of the system that worked out for Sassuolo, good connections with strong teams for loans and for sales. I think Sassuolo were mainly just going for whoever can pay the most right now. And when it did benefit them to do business with Juve, and Juve had no money issues, then everything was rolling. Simone Zaza, Demiral was for like 18 million. They could have sold for a lot more. But later on, Juve started playing games with all those weird deals and the player exchange. Atalanta had money because they always sell, so they kept selling to them. Then Inter had money with Fratetti and whoever. So they, I don't know, Barcelona, they had some ties with them, Kevin Prince Boateng and some other guys. I think that was part of their system, good connections with top clubs. I don't think it will translate to Juve. First of all, because Juve is Juve, and there are the unwritten rules of not doing business with this team and that guy. And I think Carnevali is aware of that, like he's been around long enough. So I'm not that troubled in that regard. I think it's just something that worked good for Sassuolo.
Yeah. Hey, I hope so. But
I really
obviously
hope so. Yeah,
there are
I
certain
don't know.
rumors that we got to look at, and we'll obviously see what ends up happening. Time will ultimately tell, and certain decisions will have to be made. And if there is any type of favors going out that way in some of these rumors, and we'll get to them, then we'll see. But that's my one only thing with him. Other than that, you can have all the experience in the world, come in and fail. Like Comoli, you can have next to nothing for experience and come in and actually do a job. So it's anybody's guess how he's going to do. But I do agree he deserves a shot at a bigger club with more objectives, and to see what he could do with more resources. Because we do have more resources than them. So let's see.
I understand he does have some political ties as well, which can actually be good for you because we've been screwed over and no one seems to care. Yeah. So that might play a part as well. I think his relationship with other clubs is
he's
pretty
definitely
good.
got a connection. Like, he's definitely got a a network that is not there with Comoli. Flat out. He's got a network. Like, so the thing with Comoli is when you're hearing that too many people don't want to deal with him, not even just in Italy. So he doesn't have the connections in Italy. He's happy to go abroad, but he's also not really landing things abroad. And you're hearing about maybe ego coming through and whatnot. That's ugly. That's ugly. So again, there's a list
Having
of
said
reasons to cut the cord there.
I think that we still have a piece missing for the vision, at least that I see it work out, which is probably Tognozzi right now, to add him to the team. But let's see if it happens. Like, the names are kind of up in the air right now in management.
And we're about to get into the rumors and stuff. But management, you talk at Tognozzi. What for me the biggest piece still missing, and why we've been scattered and why there's no is because of the president. For me, you still
Oh yeah.
lack a serious president. And it's the reason that you've got these guys coming in. Because Elkin is just the guy behind the scenes, and he's trying to find somebody. He's hoping Carnevali, he was hoping Camoli would be his guy that could just look over everything and take care of shit, while he's got Ferrero, who is a non-existent president, absolutely useless to the cause. It didn't work out. Now he's hoping Carnevali is his guy. But with each of these changes, you come in here and we follow you blindly. You are the man. That is the problem for me. Until you lock it down with a serious president who understands, 1, Juventus, 2, the game of football, 3, the business side of football, that can overlook everything, that can also establish who Juventus wants to be in everything, how they do their business, how they operate, how they treat their employees, their players, the culture. Until you have that, we're freewheeling because you just sign the next guy in and you're just following him blindly. Start something with a foundation, with a base. Let this man, with his vision, somebody that has to have vision of who we want to be, how we want to operate, what direction we want to go in, and then you find the right pieces, not throwing shit at the wall until you hope something sticks. So for me, the one big thing is a president, a real president. And by the way, you got a rumor
so I've seen
there
two names.
too. You got a rumor there too that it's going to be Elkin's baby sister, Ginevra Elkin. And
that's the name. Yeah, I was just looking
my
for the
goodness,
name.
A film producer. Johnny Elkin has no fucking clue about football and the game of football, and he's loved Juve his whole life. He told us after they put words up on a teleprompter. Now all of a sudden, his sister is supposed to be the president. Hey, maybe she catches me off guard and she knows, a lot about football and business. I don't know. It's not a promising one for me. That's just me.
Yeah, wanted to ask you about that. Okay, that's one. I haven't seen a host of other names, to be honest. Like Agnelli's name is still out there in the background, but I have no idea when he can return, if he can. Maybe Ferrero is just holding out for him. Either way, it's felt by us fans and just at the club that it's not being run right now. And I think Elkan will do anything to point someone just to take it off him. I think he had enough of dealing with Juve for now. But he's not doing a lot to solve it. So, yeah, we'll have to wait. Another Ferrero year for us.
Yeah. Well, and again, I'm just going to leave that rumor there at that. We'll see how it goes down. Now we get to the rumors of the players. So with Carnevali stepping in, you start to wonder, what does this mean for some of these deals? We were hearing contradictions all over the place on Martinez and Sorloth that we have agreements with. We are still hearing that for Dibu Martinez, the latest we heard is that we're not going to go up to what they're asking, which is, according to DiMarzio, 10 million plus bonuses, a series of bonuses which are easily achieved, which will take them up to their asking price of what they want, 18 to 20 million euros. Apparently Juventus not keen on that, and going to end up looking at alternatives, according to DiMarzio, with Vicario leading the charge. You also have Alex Merritt in there in the rumors. But 2 days ago, we heard Vanja Milinkovic-Savic could be a play. How do you feel about all this? Dibu Martinez, is 18 to 20 too much? Should Juve turn to Vicario or Merritt? What do you think about Vanja?
Well, first of all, no, absolutely not. I mean, it doesn't, I don't get it. 10, 15 million, you want let's say a top goalkeeper. I mean, how much do you expect to spend? Less than 10 million for whoever. I mean, even the Alisson, who's supposed to be, even when he's free, it's not really a free deal. It will cost more than 10 million. Those are the prices. I mean, if that's what you're willing to spend, guess who we're going to have in goal next year? I'll tell you, it's not Dibu Martinez and it's not Vicario, maybe Merit. The names are underwhelming. Debo, as much as I don't like him and his style of play, he could be great for Juve. And that's still, the World Cup holder, Argentina's first goalkeeper. I mean, to me, it feels like if they were hoping for less than 10 million, that's seriously undervaluing him, even on his last year of contract at his age. And the rest of the names are just nothing. Merit, fuck no. Savic, no way Napoli will sell anyone to us. So yeah, Vicario will cost probably more.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I would accept Vanja. I wouldn't have an issue with Vanja. Merritt and Vicario are hell no, absolutely not. Bottom of the
No,
barrel. Bottom of
no,
the
no,
barrel. You're
not it.
scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're going from Alisson to Dibu Martinez. All of a sudden to these names is just like a different fucking game. Like, no thank you. It's ridiculous, is what it is. You're going to go through all the trouble to get agreements on these guys and then balk at total business of around 18 to, I don't know what you expect to get for 18 to 20 million euros because you're not shopping at Juve. We're the only ones that price guys at ridiculously low prices when everybody else has a base price tag of 40 million for guys that are not established whatsoever. It's just like you're not going to get anything when you're swinging at those prices. It's pretty much a win. So to say that 18 to 20 million is too much, I mean, oh my God, look at where your targets end up with. You end up either staying the same because they're better than the names that you're looking at, or you actually step up to the plate and make a move for an improvement. And no matter what we think about Dibu Martinez personally, I don't think there's anybody that could say he's not miles clear of the guys we have between the sticks right now. Because he is. And it's
Oh,
not even a discussion.
yeah, it's not even close.
It's not even close.
Hmm.
So it just it's disheartening to hear things like that. So I'm hoping that it's not true. I'm hoping that Juve isn't
Yeah,
balking
I
at
mean,
15 to 18 total business and maybe it's a different story. So
yeah, those
time will
players are
tell.
the World Cup. Like the news, I don't think anyone really knows what goes on with Debo right now. I don't think he's dealing with it. He had the offer, he accepted Juve's terms, but beyond that, I don't think he's dealing with it right now. So it's basically Juve versus Aston Villa, but man, the names are disappointing. If they fumble this deal as well, after he's willing for like 5 million,
This is the thing. And you're spot on because I was literally about to get into this. You're getting agreements with players, but then you start looking Mickey Mouse because you can't close or you don't close or you're balking about this, that, and the other. And eventually, it's just like, what are we doing? It's that perception and allure to the club. How you operate matters. It does matter. People that say it doesn't, bullshit. It totally does. The more players you're out there getting agreements and then you close nothing. Are you just wasting my time? Is what guys are going to think when Juve comes knocking if this is what happens time and time again.
and
So,
we're not the only team in need. I mean, other teams are working as well. We have to close it. It makes me think like, do we even have any money to spend if these are the amounts for these profiles? If these are the amounts we can't settle for, 10 to 15 million, be ready for a harsh summer, man.
well, yeah, if you can't wrap up a deal at 15 to 18, what are we actually doing? What are we actually thinking about here? And
Mhm.
maybe it is in fact them being scared and it's this fear of the goodbyes. And I'll get to that a little bit later because maybe it is the fear of the goodbyes. When it comes to Sorloth, he's in the same boat. Agreement in place, contract to 2030, 4 million in salary, all done, agreed with Kamoli. And since absolutely stalled out. Now Fenerbahce interested. His price tag is 40 million by Atletico. They remain firm on that one. Of course, they're going to remain firm for now. He's at the World Cup. You wait to see what happens there. But again, options. So what, Kolo Muani? Every week we hear about this guy. His price goes up 10 million. Now it's 40 to 50.
Again.
From 33 weeks ago to 40 to 50 now. I don't even want this guy in the first place. I don't even want him back in the first place.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, all the names, Gonzalo Ramos, I mean, all teams, I don't know if they overvalue or just trying to get the most out of the deals, but they can hold on. It seems like Juve can hold on to anyone. Like if we get a single offer for any player, he's sold immediately, which is pretty depressing, to be honest. But clubs are moving. Clubs are already moving, already signing, even players that are at the World Cup, Real Madrid especially. Juve can't hold on too long. We need to start to see some business happen.
You got to start getting something done. The window opens in 9 days. You got to have some things lined up, some things ready to go, but it's not looking the greatest right now. And you're all over the map when it comes to what is Juve actually trying to do. You're hearing that there's demands being made by Spalletti, and the three names are Fratesi, Dibu Martinez, and Dusan Vlahovic. That's what he's asking Carnevali to come in and do. So it's been all over the place with Vlahovic. We're hearing that we are going to go back to the table. And the rumors were Juve's going to offer $8 million now with some bonuses, etc. Listen, I said it. I don't believe Juve's automatically just offering anything. I think that through Spalletti being adamant about Juve re-signing Vlahovic, I think Carnevali's going to sit down with him and his agent, his father, whatever, or a discussion will take place. I don't think it automatically means Juve's offering anything over and above, but I think Carnevali will do his due diligence now that Comolli's out and talk. That's my 2 cents. I believe he will do it. I don't believe it's automatically set in stone. But I am going to say this, like as far as that goes, Spalletti's been linked to a lot of names all of a sudden, like that he's backing or green lighting. Okay. The Vlahovic renewal is a bit of a surprise to me with how adamant he remains to it, because I think his attitude issues showed up even in the few games he came in towards the end of the season. Fratesi, 25 to 30 million euros. Being adamant to push about Fratesi is wild to me.
Don't get it. Like he only coached him at the Azzurri for a very short time. Why did he fall in love with him?
He's in for Dodo. He wants Dodo. He wants Elmas. If these are the names that Spalletti's pushing for, you won the battle with Comolli, but I don't know if you're going to win the war against the fans.
Yeah. Seriously underwhelming. Like I have yet to see a name that, that guy. We need him. And like I said, everyone is moving. I mean, Inter are signing Palestra. Great for them. Wish we could have done that. I don't know. The options are running low. We hear Chiesa return. I don't know, man. None of this sounds enticing or even a good thing to build on. Like Berardi, all those names. I don't know. I'm not impressed yet. I mean, a lot of it is rumors, I guess, and obviously Juve are looking at more than 100 players. I want to believe so. Have to wait and see. But so far, seriously underwhelming.
This is my thing. You see the contract. There's only been a couple names we've mentioned for me that break the starting lineup. And yeah, there's been the rumor about Chiesa, part of an Ital Juve with Cher and Dor, okay, and Liberali. So picking up the youngster Liberali, for me, great business, but it means nothing for the first team. Means nothing for the first team. Let's be serious. Let's be honest here with everybody, okay? If anything, he's a bench option, a depth that could hopefully help at points throughout the season. You've got to
Mhm.
boost this starting 11. So when it comes to Spalletti and him winning the battle with Camoli, I've got my own feelings about Spalletti, and I believe he needs to stay in his lane. And I've been saying this over the past couple of weeks as you hear more about demands, and he's got issues with Darren Burgess. Gee, good Lord. This is the first time, and I don't know how long, we haven't been wanting to burn down J Medical because recovery times have been good. Injuries are down. Um, he wants to be a little more involved in your training sessions, and you just want it to be you and your crew. Guess what, Luciano? I don't give a fuck. Darren Burgess is the only man in a position at Juventus right now that is top of his class. So Spalletti,
Worldwide.
stay in worldwide, yeah. Stay in your lane, man. You can have a say in targets, players that we approach and stuff, but it ends there. If Juve all of a sudden, if it's true how things played out and he's got seemingly more power or influence than he should have, then this is another reason for me why you go and you pick up the phone and you find yourself a proper president right now. Because there are coaches in the world of football that I would give power to. Spalletti is not one of them. So stay in your lane, man. He is not even close to one of them
Yeah.
that I believe gets more power. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And if we did get rid of Burgess because Spalletti is a little pissy about him being very involved in training sessions, then we deserve everything we get because we are lost. Burgess is top of his class. Non si toque. Leave him around. He did a good job this season. Things changed for the good. Something we've asked for how many years?
Yeah. In more positive news, that something that happened, we did sign Boga permanently, which I believe is the only deal. I'm saying that because we have the next in line are Ottolini and Modesto, and what happens with them. So Modesto was like a Comoli hiring, no one knows. But what do you think about Ottolini? Because the only transfer he's credited to right now is Boga, the only signing who actually did work out. And
We've
so where do you
had
stand there?
we've had three pieces of business. Two of them have been youngsters. So as far as official business goes, you have Louis Renault. It was Louis Renault, 18-year-old left-footed center back from Toulouse. He joins the U20s. And then Antoine Betts, 17-year-old left back. He joins the U20s. And then you have the Boga deal. 4.8 million, payable in 2 installments, 800,000 euros in additionals. He's contracted to 2029. I believe his salary is around 2.3 million. That's a no-brainer of a deal. So Carnevali took that one and closed it out, but I think that's just easy money, easy business. The rumors of the goodbyes and etc. So here's where we get to, because the rumors run long. Out of the names we've heard so far, it's mostly underwhelming. But there are guys in there that would make your starting team. For me, Sorloth would be a good signing, and he starts. Dibu Martinez, hands down a starter. Kessier. Rumors that he's changed his tune because he wants to go back into Serie A. 6 million salary. Does that entice you?
Not that much.
Okay,
It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's also not enticing.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's either that or we get to names that there's a significant drop off. Our number 10 chase went from Bernardo Silva, who you could see the deal he's ending up getting at. We're never in the mix. You look at what he got with Real Madrid coming up. We were never in the mix.
Free players, huh? Free signings.
Yeah, 40 million euro first season cost, all said and done with bonuses. Yeah, no, that's not free. Dragusin, Goodmanson. Dragusin at 25 to 30 million euros. The names, the prices, all this. Dybala, our 10 chase went from Silva, Brahim Diaz, Goodmanson, Zaniolo, a Dybala return?
I mean, have I said underwhelming on the podcast yet today?
You
Because I
sure as
feel like I'm
fuck can't.
overusing it.
You sure as fuck can't fire Burgess if you're thinking about bringing Dybala back. That's for
Yeah, I
damn
mean,
sure.
yeah,
Um,
that's shooting yourself in both legs.
my goodness, man, it's and like I said, it's early days, but you kind of alluded to something a little bit earlier, and it's the sales, it's the goodbyes. Everybody's wondering right now. The big question is, what is Carnevali going to do? What is his plan? Is it Ital Juve? Is he in fact in on these targets? Some of them that were the same under Camoli. Is it somebody else that's been working on? Because we're hearing Ottolini has been working on the deals, and a lot of the business is going to stay the same. Nobody really knows. But here's my thing. Nothing happens, and they're going to take care of sales first. They're going to take care of sales first, and it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game to play. You have to balance everything out. You have to have things lined up that when you say those goodbyes, if Juve makes lateral moves, they could be in trouble. They could be in trouble if we're making lateral moves. And that's the danger in always selling first. So it's sketchy. Do you go that way? Do you put yourself in a little bit of a space where maybe you can't walk away from deals? And this is what I meant when you talk about Carnevali and the change from Sassuolo to Juve. The position that we're in right now, you have to be very shrewd, but you have to be very, very smart. Carnevali always had, through what he created at Sassuolo, the ability to walk away from a deal. He's not necessarily in that position with Juve.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a tricky one.
Yeah, it's it because when you start looking at these guys, and Miretti's the first name that comes up because you have this exit list that's been created where it's Bremer, Kominers, Miretti, Cambiaso, Gatti, Di Gregorio, and Jonathan David. We know that there's guys like Nico Gonzalez, Douglas Luiz, etc. There's not going to be really much to gain in those moves, and Arthur Melo, you're still trying to find a scenario there. Camoli was pushing for 8 to 10 million. It broke down. Now Carnevali has to try and pick up the pieces. This goodbye list, Miretti, 15 million euros. 15 million euros. Good price? Too low?
I mean, it is too low, but we can sell. So right now it feels like any money would be good. I mean, we can't fork out 10 million for Dibu Martinez to close the deal. So even 15 would go a long way right now.
It's capital. It's good. 15 million is really low. It's really low. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's really low, but we got nothing so far.
You know, like 50 million is super, super low. I mean, you've got is he a player that carries no potential? He's played 100 caps with us. Is he at the point where he's got no? Because players with potential, with ceiling, 40 million is the base. If we were shopping for Miretti from Carnevali at Sassuolo, do you think the price tag would be 15 million euros?
Oh, absolutely not. But he'd probably play at least 30 games a season at Sassuolo. Like, we got nothing to. If you want to make a mixtape of his highlights, you got nothing in order to sell him. And I barely seen him. He mostly played in the first half of the season. Some of it is even under two-door. And so, like, if you gave me this guy's highlights from last season, told me you would want to fork out 40 million for that guy, I'd say hell no.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the real offers that are coming in are for Turam, Cambiaso. I mean, the heavy offers, let's call them that.
Cambiaso has a lot of interest. A lot of interest. Yeah. And this is where I say, I got my eyes on you, Carnevali. Number one, when we're linked with a guy like Fratesi, we don't need to do any favors for Inter. We don't need to bail them out of the Fratesi situation. Let that thing rot and let them sort it out with somebody else. Cambiaso is another one I'm looking for, because if we do those guys any favors, if that guy ends up at that club, That's a huge strike against Carnevali right off the bat for me. So I'm hoping he doesn't go there. You could sell him abroad, get the best deal possible. I'd understand. And I believe that that's what Juve is trying to do. I believe Juve is waiting for a sale that opens the window for them to act. And then I believe all these rumors that we're hearing, where we stand with Debu, where we stand with Sorloth, etc., then I believe you'll start to actually know what our plan is. I don't believe until you get, if it's one strong one or you have a couple sales, you don't actually know 100% what we're going in on and what we're doing. That's my belief.
Yeah, Cambias. I mean, that talk about starting on the wrong foot.
I'm okay not selling him. I'm okay not selling him. But at the same
Yeah, he's
time,
not on the level that I can't see him anymore. And look, the longer we wait, the more it seems possible that our attacking line would be Openda, David, and Milik for next year, right now.
yeah.
I mean, the longer we linger on the goalkeeper and I don't know, trying to sell some dead weight, and the more targets disappear from the market. And
Yeah,
I don't know,
Juve's
it's
got
not
to
something I
get
want to see.
Juve has to get 13 to 15 million in capital by the end of this month. They have to do that. So something's got to be lined up to get finalized pretty much the day that the window opens so that you have that capital in this month. We have a fine that we're going to be paying for financial fair play with UEFA. There's also rumors that our European squad's going to get cut from roster size of 25 to 23 as part of a penalty, whatever. But it's all apparently agreed upon, and we've been hearing that it's set up. Juve's got to make some sales. We got to make some sales and get some business. I think Juve's got to look and be really smart and maybe look at some of these swaps. Sorloth is one I don't think you should back out of. And I think they want Nico Gonzalez. You got to find a way and you got to get that thing done. You got to get that thing done. Some sales have to happen before we do anything. And I feel like that's the fear that they have. They don't want to get stuck. They can't afford to get stuck. If they get stuck, they're ruined. So I have a feeling like Carnevali has stepped in. I have a feeling like he's going to look at all the numbers. He's going to have discussions with Spalletti on the team, certain guys. And I feel like Thuram could be sold. Cambiasso definitely could be sold. Would I be selling those guys? They have price tags. Let's put it that way. Even Kefren Thuram for me has a price tag. But it's higher than 40 million.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to sell Thuram, but I guess
I don't want to, but if the number's there,
minimum. Yeah.
What's your minimum?
50 million is the minimum. 50.
50
minimum. I mean, to be realistic with the market and how Juve's season went, how his personal season went, asking for like a 70, no one would pay Juve a 70 for any player right now that we actually are willing to sell. I mean, everyone would pay for Yildiz, but we're not willing to sell him.
I'm hearing numbers from certain guys, and these Premier League clubs are spending money on guys nowhere near the numbers they're at. So if it's Premier clubs knocking, I'd push for 60.
Yeah, but I think they're doing a lot of favors for each other to help each other, like cover the books. That's where they inflate those numbers so they can sign someone else. That's why I don't think it works out when they turn out outside of.
Hey, that's fine. You have to start somewhere and work down. I don't want them to be like, hey, 40, we'll take 40. Same with Cambiasso, 40 million. That's a price tag. No. In Italy, the price tag, if you want Cambiasso in Italy, 65. I don't care. Don't even talk to us. 65, 70. Fuck off. Abroad, I'd probably soften it up because it gets the ball rolling on the window. Big capital there. There's big capital on Thuram too. and I'd push them. If a Premier League club, especially a big one, comes in, oh my God, I would push.
To be honest,
I
the closest sale I see right now is the Gregorio to Besiktas or whoever is interested. One of the Turkish teams. He seems like the most likely to leave before June right now.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if he ends up deciding that he wants to go there, he's
Yeah,
had
you have
he's got
Italiano there right now,
he's
and
also
he's kind of
yeah,
aiming.
and Italiano could be the play there that lands it, but I mean, he's always had interested sides. He's got a few prem sides. It's like Gatti. Gatti's always had interested sides, and that's another player
Mhm.
that's pure capital. That's a Miretti and Gatti. And here's the thing: Ital Juve and Italians. And here we go. Does Carnevali want an Ital Juve? Does he want an Ital Juve without the Italians? Because how many of them? 4 guys on the list are Italians on that exit list out of the 7.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah,
here you go. Hey, let's see how it plays out. But these rumors are all over the place, man. They're all over the place. And I believe that nobody really knows what Carnevali's going to do, but I'm just going to go out and say it. He's selling first. I don't think you're going to get business wrapped up, sealed until sales happen. We do have names coming up, though, like Shmoriba, 23-year-old resurgence. He was a product of La Masia and then obviously didn't work out there, went to Leipzig. He's had a resurgence with Valencia and now Celta Vigo, 20 million. He's kind of an interesting pick, but here's my thing. I'm all for interesting picks and steals that you can get here and there. But like, where's our starters? Where's our starters?
yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're jumping the gun because it's still June, but I don't know. Right now, it seems like most of the first team we had last season is going to be the first team this season,
And
and the names we're seeing are like not immediate insert into the lineup.
some of them are,
Some of them are, yeah, the guys we allegedly already
you
struck
know,
a deal with and now dealing with the clubs, but
yeah.
the rest,
Lukumi and Castro being named now as targets. Lukumi, Bologna sticking to the release clause, but that clause is only good until middle of July. 28 million there. But he doesn't. I don't really go crazy for Lukumi, to be honest.
what's the thing with those deals that
Castro
end up at
40
the middle
million.
of the summer?
Castro
Oh,
40
come on.
million.
Come on.
The base price tag. That's why I said Miretti. I
Yeah.
mean, 25 is too much for Miretti, 40 for Castro. I mean, it's all potential. It's all potential. So
Just
you're
leave him
telling me
there.
Miretti doesn't
Leave
have
him
enough
there.
potential in him? I mean, we saw it with Genoa. We're just not seeing it with Juve. But the potential's still there if somebody can unlock it. We obviously cannot. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what this team's going to do, but it's funny. It's like you start off with targets and it hasn't even taken a lot of time and the window's not even open and all of a sudden the targets are going, they're doing this.
Yeah. It feels like it. Um, Again, I want to say that it's very vague. Take it with a pinch of salt. Like, no one mentioned
Oh,
Carnevali's name until the date happened, basically. And the morning after, everyone knew what his plan was, how he's going to reshape Juve. I mean, as the English would say, bollocks. It's just no one knows what Juve are planning right now. If it's an Italy Juve, what's the priorities? A lot of it feels like guessing. Not on the names, on the project and where they want to go with it. And so we'll have to wait and see. I still think it's very early. I don't think Carnevali has a list of players he wants to sign yet. It feels like it all happened really fast. Like you said, I wish it would have happened right after the match against Torino, but it didn't. So we're a bit more clueless now. But I don't
well,
think
we'll see.
anyone really knows.
Yeah, and I'm still, and I've been saying to people because, obviously these rumors are up and down. And like we said, the targets have kind of gone down the rungs on the ladder. But I keep saying, at the end of the day, you can only judge the finalized pieces of business, and you have to wait to see how that develops, how that shapes up, what that means for the roster. I still say he's waiting to make some sales, and then we'll see what our true targets are and where we actually go for signings. We need some serious help, though. When we were getting the rumors of demanding 6 players for the starting 11, I totally wholeheartedly agreed that I do believe we need at least 5, and you could make the argument for 6 starters to come in. So let's see, because all of a sudden the window is painting a different picture that it's going to be a lot of 1-for-1s and maybe taking shots on younger players or market opportunities. Do we get any further? That's a crapshoot. That's rolling the dice over guys that are experienced, because you need experience on this team. We've already identified that, I think, through this season. You need experienced players to come in and help. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. Is Carnevali going to be targeting experience? Kamoli ignored it last summer, and I think we got bit by it. Will Carnevali, will he avoid that? Will he ignore it? I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at like Real Madrid, for example, and they have signed, I know they're going to sign Enzo Fernandez, they've signed Bernardo Silva, they have Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde, like a million midfielders. Some of them are going to leave, not all of them are going to stay, maybe even Brahim Diaz. But like the names that I see relevant for Juve that are actually passable are like Ceballos, those type of guys out of the roster, guys who have, I don't know, I want to say failed, just not like a Real Madrid level. Those are the targets I think we'll see. I don't think we're going to see like an exciting name. Like I don't know, I've seen Nico Paz's name thrown around. No way. No way. If anything, he'll sign for Como and play Champions League with them. I don't see him coming to Juve right now. Those are the types of names, in my opinion, we need to expect, because you're not signing a Camavinga as much as I want to. Like I don't see us. We don't have 10 million for Dibu Martinez.
Well, this is the thing. Are we just waiting? Is it planning? Is it just putting a bunch of pieces together? Do they know that they're going to move in on certain guys to close and just kind of lining up other dominoes? It's risky business with certain guys because there are teams involved, teams looking. Anything can happen. But, we can't judge until we see what the moves are that these guys are doing. But there are some feelings we may have right now around things. For me, get me a real president, one that isn't a film producer, okay? Get me a real president. Stop acting Mickey Mouse. Start acting with purpose and direction. Get a foundation. Sort your culture. Move from there. Carnevali, I'm okay with him getting the shot. Good luck and Godspeed, sir. Because, we need to start hitting, man. We need to start hitting. And when I'm starting to hear names like Dodo, Goodmanson, Elmas, life starts to come at you fast when your target list at June 20th, when the window opens in 9 days, and these are the names that we're getting. Okay, life comes at you fast. Let's see. But you guys, we're going to have some fun. We're going to get in the Storm the Barn. We'll probably talk a little World Cup again, everything. What do we got here? All of a sudden? Panda coming in here. Much appreciated for the Super Chat, brother. Someone tell Adam that the Netherlands are having Swedish meatballs for dinner tonight. Big Soda, my favorite Juve show, the AJC. My Bianconeri fan. Love it. And speaking of, Adam coming in here saying, who wins today, Sweden or Netherlands?
My bet was 2-1 Sweden.
2-1.
But I'm kind of not still done with it. I think maybe 2-2. I have some time to still place my bet, but 2-1 was the first one I did.
I think it's going to be a draw. I think we're going to see a draw between the Dutch and the Swedes. That was my call on that one. Let's take a look at the other game. Germany and the Ivory Coast. I've got Germany winning.
Yeah, Germany winning. Let me tell you what was my bet.
Ecuador and
And
Curacao.
Ecuador. As much as Curacao were impressive, I think that's early hype.
I got
I don't think
Ecuador.
they keep a clean sheet today. Yeah, I
Tunisia
have
and
1-0
Japan.
Germany.
I got Japan.
I have 1-0 Germany, 2-0 Ecuador, and I haven't placed a bet. Tunisia, Japan, yeah. I think that's 2-1, 3-1 Japan. That would be my bet.
Chat. Who we taking to win the scoring race in the World Cup? Who's going to be the leading goal scorer at the end? Get that golden boot.
My bet was Kane.
Harry
I
Kane.
think I think England are going to I don't want to say overperform, but finally show up as a serious team and not heavily reliant. I think Tuchel has done what Portugal has failed to do, and picked players based on the season they had and not based on their reputation and name. Leaving Phil Foden, Cole Palmer at home, and they actually looked deadly against Croatia. That was the best game so far,
My
to be
pick
honest.
for golden boot was Mbappe. And I have a feeling France is making a good run in this thing, and they'll be there. I think he's going to be he's an animal at World Cups. He's just an animal at World Cups. I don't know, Messi's game the other day, by the way, phenomenal. Two beautiful goals, even though Zidane there had face thing there. He's got a broken jaw and he's literally scared of the ball. If you watch training videos of him, I don't know why you'd play that goalie there, especially facing Argentina and Messi. But nonetheless, he got lit up. But the two goals were fantastic. Messi's first and third goal, fantastic goals. He's tied Klose for 16 at World Cups. Man, Mbappe's at 13? 13, I think, or 14?
Right now, he has at 14. I believe
Yeah,
last time we saw.
this guy is gonna come out when it's all said and
Yeah,
done and just
but I mean, all these records that they're right now being broken, it's very hard to put them in perspective because they are going to have. I mean, he's going to have two World Cups with twice the size teams, twice the games, and then compare him to Just Fontaine, who scored 13 goals in 6 matches back in what was it, 66 or something like that.
oh,
And that's the most for one World Cup. I mean, he had four in the third place match. And then place it to a guy who's will probably be at 6 World Cups by the time he retires with twice the matches. I don't know. I can't place him in the same argument and say, yeah, he's clearly been the dominant guy for World
yeah.
Cups ever.
We got our boy Lucas in here. Suarez in Brazil to win the World Cup. Lucas to the Gomez Panther celebration. He says if that happens, I'm running in the streets naked. I gotta say, and Lucas, no offense, this is one of the I I just watch Brazil and there's just no magic, no inspiration. You're used to
No.
Brazil having insane teams and insane players and just an incredible watch because you're just going to be impressed or in awe of some of the talent that's out there and what they're doing. I got to say, this is the least inspiring Brazil I've ever watched. You know?
Yeah, it's very unbalanced. They're seriously missing a good midfield. And to be honest, the defense is good for the most part. Goalkeeper is good. Attack is great names, but the midfield is just non-existent, to be honest. And then they're filming the stands, and you have all of them sitting in a row. Kaká, Roberto Carlos,
Oh yeah.
Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and you see those names, and you look back to when we were younger, the 2002 World Cup, '98. Man, that was the best team in the world, not the best national team. Watching Brazil play, they were the best team in the world. It was just impossible not to be in awe. They used to make your jaw drop every
I
game.
and I mean, I would look to Lucas to answer the question, but I mean, all this talk about the Azzurri and talent, etc. But I mean, I see Brazil in very much a similar situation. Like, what's happening to the talent with these guys? They've never ever had an issue. I'm watching the 26 World Cup, seeing Danilo start. And I'm like, holy fuck, you guys. What's going on in Brazil
Yeah.
there? So, and I love Danilo, I have, and I think he was great for us as a captain. But my God, you got to think a country like that. What's going on? So Wesley is
Yeah.
injured, okay,
No,
but still, even
not so
there,
long ago, not so long ago, it was like Marcelo and Dani Alves who were benching like Mike Conn. I mean, the list of names just kept on
yeah,
going, no matter who you chose. And now
yeah.
they're kind of slim picking and holding on to some players who should be retired by now. And I'm missing Brazil, like the vibe they bring, the classic Brazil, the fans in the stands, everything. It's part of the World Cup for me, and I'm kind of missing it. I wish it will come back. I want a very strong Brazil to be part of the World Cup. It makes it so much better.
It just, they're on the national side list that used to instill fear that right now, if you were to play them, I don't think you'd be too concerned. And Italy's in the same boat, it's just these teams that, 5 stars, 4 stars. It just, there's no fear factor there. But yeah, that's a team you kind of looking at like, I don't really know how far they'll go or what'll happen, right?
Yeah, they're pretty hard to predict,
Yeah,
but they haven't
Portugal.
been impressive.
Disappointing
Oh,
first
man.
opening match. A lot of talk about them, man. And I had to rub it into Massimo there because Jesus,
Mhm.
this guy has been glazing them for how long. This midfield's gonna run rampant on. I'm like, buddy, they're only gonna go as far as their coach will take them and having CR as a striker. And I said, I have a feeling those two are gonna cost them. And they're notorious slow starters at tournaments, but my God, man, Portugal
I
looked
mean,
rough.
their four midfielders probably start for any team in the world,
Yeah,
right? Neves, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, and Bernardo Silva start for any team in the world. And they seemed just flat. Their only plan was Nuno Mendes making, his speed and making quick runs. But other than that, it was very flat, very uninspiring. And it's a shame because on paper, they have like a seriously good squad. The
yeah.
players individually are fantastic, but Alberto Martinez is just not a good coach, and sticking to CR no matter what, just you gotta know when to fold, and they're not doing that right now. They're going all
Portugal will
in.
bounce back. Well, I mean,
I,
yeah.
I wish I
No
wish they'll bounce
disrespect
back.
to
They should.
Uzbekistan, but yeah, they should bounce back with a victory there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Outside of that, Spain, the draw from my mighty Cape Verde there. I think Spain, you know, fell victim to believing it was just going to be a foregone conclusion. I think they got kind
Yeah,
of. I think that I would have no fear in still keeping faith that
just
Spain's making a
yeah,
deep run and going. Yeah,
yeah. It probably still is a foregone conclusion, but when you go into the World Cup and you have three matches, that's it. You win the first one, you're basically in the next stage. So they played Cape Verde, and it was like they belittled them. They
yeah,
sat down Yamal and Olmo, and the attack was a bit underwhelming. And now they have to play for the next two games. They have to play their best players. I mean, seal that win, play all, and then who? What do you care who's the last game? Bench everyone.
yeah.
If you won the first two, like the third one usually doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So it was kind
The
of a weird decision, but they will bounce back. They
the
will,
World Cup's just this World Cup's
obviously.
just got stories ever too. You got the Tunisia coach fired one game, like just done.
Never seen anything like it.
Montella has to be done, and my guess is he's
Oh,
going to resign,
absolutely.
but he has to be.
Yeah. Yeah, he
You,
has to go.
yeah, I mean you're expected to come out of that group, not win the group, but you're expected to come out of that group, and you're bounced in 2 games. No goals in 62 shot attempts. Holy smokes, it's ugly, ugly numbers. A team that was really fun to watch. Like I said, just watching them, it feels like they weren't ready to fight. Too cute, too pretty. It was a mess. It was a mess. I think he's got to go. Portugal, Martinez. I don't have much faith in that guy. You brought up Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel, and I said when they hired him, I said, watch out. I said, I hate that signing for England because it makes England better.
Absolutely.
England getting away from English managers is the best damn thing they could do. The best damn thing they could do. So
Yeah.
Tuchel in England, yeah, the Americans, they're playing really good.
Yeah, bravo. I really enjoy their games. They play
Dude,
great. What can I say? I really enjoy watching them. Pochettino is doing
they
a hell
are
of a job.
fast, they're physical, and they're relentless. Like in the first two games, Poch, he's got them humming, man. Like
Yeah.
humming. I
Yeah, they
don't
look like
really
a
know
group of
what to
football
make of
players.
Germany. Good squad. I I don't really know yet. I don't really know yet. I need to see a little bit more. But England looks good. I think England under Tuchel is
Yeah.
going to do some damage. And I called it out earlier, and I got ridiculed because we know the story. They're fans, and it's coming home, etc. But I think they'll make a good run.
And
U.S. looks really good.
and I want to shout out maybe the dark horse for this World Cup is Norway. I mean, Erling Haaland could wrap up the top scorer even in the group stage. Like you can have 7 goals and that would be it.
Yeah,
Um, but they're looking like a really tough team to break. Their physicality. I mean, I was impressed with them even early on because they were with Italy in the preliminary rounds. But man, some of those guys are just impossible to deal with.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, a lot of interest, a lot of disappointments, but a lot of good teams. And I mean, the Europeans usually have a slow start and they pick it up later. So that's why I'm not that concerned with Portugal and
It's way
Spain, the
too
teams that
early
it was.
to
Yeah,
like.
it's been one round.
So much can change, and injuries. Somebody big
Yeah.
could go down, and it could change the outlook completely for a side that's trying to make a big run. So let's
What do
see.
you think about the red card for Paraguay, for Almiron, for hiding his mouth while talking?
Rules a rule. Everybody knew the rule going into it. I think he forgot about it because he's so used to it with club football, where they allow you to cover your mouth and say shit. But rules a rule. The ref's got to do it. He's
It,
got to withstand the rule and hold it.
yeah, it's actually interesting that he's the same player got penalized by 2 new rules, like the first one ever. He got the yellow
Yeah,
card for simulation, the first one, and now the first one to get a red for talking, for hiding his mouth. It's
yeah.
pretty unlucky, to be honest, but credit to Paraguay, man. They held on.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think Turkey just didn't look ready for the fight at all. I mean, they clamped down Paraguay, but they did so boxing them out, forcing them to the outside, then overloading them, stacking them, and they wanted to get cute with it instead of try to get some bodies in there and get some crosses in and create havoc. And they paid the price, and they closed down the space fast, and they were physical. Good on Paraguay. Turkey, maybe Chalanoglu shouldn't be out there talking so much shit and being so cocky and arrogant when you guys fucking lost the first game and you probably overlooked Paraguay. So, yeah, in the end, you go as far as a Merd the player will take you. Now,
Who are your favorite fans so far?
oh fuck, I love watching Mexico in Mexico. It's just unreal. The fake sombreros that they're
Oh,
hucking out there and just the mariachi
unmatched,
music.
unmatched
Mexico.
vibes.
I
Seriously, I wish the final would be at the Azteca.
Yeah, like Mexico in Mexico is insane to see. Like that's
Mhm.
insane to see. I gotta say, for my own country, it's a bit surreal to see what happened in Vancouver for the Qatar game. Like that many people on the streets, the white, the red, the smoke going on there, the drums, the march. Like I'm so excited to take part in that this coming Wednesday, and the fact I'll have my oldest daughter to share like a bucket list moment for me just watching a World Cup game. I've never been to a World Cup game, but to see, my home country where I reside in the actual match is going to be awesome. So shout out to the Canadians because they're turning up and it's been awesome. We talked about it earlier. I love the Norwegians. I think they've been awesome. But Japan mixing it up and drinking and partying with everybody that they're
Yeah.
playing against has been hilarious. I saw Japanese dudes dancing with Mexican women, and like I never knew Japanese guys could move that way. It's been hilarious.
Yeah.
Like Japan's
I
epic.
wanna I wanna shout out the Congo fans. They were celebrating. They came in for a party. They were dancing the entire match.
Yeah.
That fat, awesome guy, man, he rocks. What an ad for the chairs, for the chair company. Like if I'm building a stadium, I call them immediately.
Oh
And
my
but just the
goodness,
vibes. And
man.
now we have the statue guy coming back. He was away because of an Ebola or whatever, but now he's clear to come back, so he'll be there in the next match. The guy from the AFCON. So yeah, they're bringing the vibes. Usually the African teams bring the vibes, the dancing. Ben, I love it. I some of the parts are looking. I'm just looking at the crowd for a lot of the match rather than the pitch. Just enjoying every bit of it.
Yeah. World Cup 2026 and the refs has been totally rubbish. Messi should have been red. FIFA protection of him is ridiculous. The Simpsons prediction is Portugal. Oh, that's why Mas is on them, glazing them every chance, because he's a big Simpsons guy. I'm pretty sure he's a big Simpsons
Yeah.
guy. But I actually think the ref yesterday was awesome in the Turkey match. I think he was good. I think he was solid all throughout the game. There's been a couple refs that have been good. The Messi situation, yeah, I know, pretty controversial, and a lot of people thought he should see red there on that one. It's tough because
I mean,
you're slowing a play down, and you're trying to, because it's not clear cut. They're looking at excessive force, and if you don't actually push through, and if you're alleviating pressure, it takes that element away. So you leave it to a subjective decision. It's not like clear cut. Hey, studs on anything higher than ankle, you're gone on it. No, they're factoring in force, all this. It's tough,
look,
man.
if remember the red card Kelly got for landing on one of the Galatasaray guys. I mean, it's either both of them are red or none of them are, because exactly the same for me.
Yeah.
Like even Messi might be harsher because he didn't land on him. He actually tried to take the
Yeah.
ball and stepped on him and missed it.
That's
But both of them shouldn't be.
that Canada Qatar game got ugly after Kone. So Kone with the
Yeah.
broken leg, like just brutal. So bittersweet for me. Canada first victory in the World Cup ever. It's a smashing 6-0, and it's bittersweet because Kone goes down. Saliba did well in his absence, whatnot, but the
What
Swiss
about
game.
Alfonso Davis?
Swiss game is
Is he
wide
injured?
open. I think either team could take it, Canada or Switzerland. I think it's going to be a good game even without Kone, but that's crazy. And it got so ugly after that. And I said this ref's got no control. I think it was 4 minutes after the Kone situation, because Canada was pressing because they wanted goal differential, because they wanted to be top of the group. And we are top of the group because of that goal differential, and we're set to play Switzerland for who decides who wins that group, which would be big because Canada can stay in Canada and get home field advantage if they win that group. So it's a big game. But 4 minutes after, you see a slide tackle where this guy comes in knee high and just clatters the Canadian player. Nothing. And I'm like watching some of the refs out there, and I'm like, what is going on? But it got ugly there for a bit, and it was out of control. And I was shocked that Canada did keep pushing for goals, because I'm like, man, these guys they're fired up. Like they were chippy as hell, Qatar, after they had gone
Yeah.
down and they got that red.
And momentum and confidence goes a long way, especially in a short tournament like that. Could be massive for their match against Switzerland. What's the deal with Davis? Haven't checked it. Why isn't he playing
So
yet?
Alfonso Davies is clear. He was cleared for the game against Qatar, but it was expected he would probably come in at some point and get minutes. I think the way the game was going, they decided no, for
Yeah.
the reason that it got chippy, and
Yeah.
just the fact that they had a big lead. But he is set to go. We also saw Moise Bombito come back in for the first time since his injury. So those are positives. But a big miss in Kone going down, who is actually playing very well against Bosnia and Qatar. So that's a shame. That's a real shame.
I was kind of shocked by it. The tackle didn't seem that harsh. Like
It
to end up with a broken leg, it
I
didn't look
don't
like
know
it.
if it's how he ended up landing after, but I mean, the dude did sweep pretty hard, but I was surprised it broke. I was surprised it broke. I was like, oh my god, it
Yeah,
didn't feel like it would be like that. But hey, funny things happen. Maybe it's like that glass pane in the hockey boards where you just hit it right and the whole thing shatters. Hey, just
yeah,
got it right. But Bosnia, this is the team that kept the Azzurri out. And I gotta say, they've been a pathetic watch. Their whole
hmm
game, their whole approach to the two games is just, it was so much more infuriating to me that's what kept the Azzurri out, because they offered next to nothing against Canada. One opportunistic goal, played like absolute dog shit. Everybody parked back. Canada just unlucky not to break them. But they play the same way against Switzerland, just very uninspiring. It's okay to play defense first, but they offer next to nothing. They've just been so bad. And for this team to keep Italy out,
yeah.
my goodness, Azzurri.
Well,
Holy.
because Italy are probably worse, man. They shouldn't be based on the names, the players, but yeah, that's not something to be proud of
No,
by any
no.
means.
Yeah. And Muremovic, by the way, saw red in the game, so his World Cup's over anyways. But
Yeah, still a young guy. I mean,
he's
I wouldn't be too harsh. He also had a mistake
Carnevali,
against
speaking of
Juve.
rumors, all this talk about Muremovic being in play, Juve's going back to looking at Muremovic, etc. I not what has changed? It's funny because the same media, all of a sudden now Carnevali comes in and all of a sudden we're back in on Muremovic. The same guy that wastes no time always saying that he's pissed off about Juve and them sending him away at the time they did, whatever. Like, what's changed all of a sudden? He was in advanced stages with Inter. I'm not buying it. And that's why I say nobody knows what Carnevali is doing. But Domenico Berardi is probably coming to Juve. Finally, that
Yeah,
one rumor can be put to
finally
rest
got it.
because we sign him. My God.
And we'll sign him for another Fino alla fine contract till he's
I'll be
46.
quite honest, man. Muremovic has given me, like, when he talks, when he gets the microphone, he's giving me fucking Dean Huijsen vibes, and it's making me not like, because I do want Juve to sign him. It would be smart business, and I think he's very good defender with a lot of ceiling. But every time he opens his mouth, he's giving me entitled fucking vibes that make me just
Well,
hope we say fuck off, take the money, and move away.
well, so did Bonucci. As long as he performs on the pitch, I mean,
I always
I don't
fucking
really
loved
care about
Bonucci,
the.
man. I always
Yeah,
loved
I love
Bonucci.
Bonucci, obviously, because what you do on the pitch matters at the end.
Yeah.
And if he keeps running his mouth but signs for Juve and performs great, then I don't really care what he said. But right now,
No, I
yeah, it's
won't
just
care if
annoying
we
to
sign
hear.
him. If we sign him, I won't care and I'll support him. But I'm just saying right now from the outside looking in, he's giving me entitlement vibes, like big time.
Yeah,
Big time. That's all. But
I mean,
I still
so does Cambiaso, and again, we wouldn't sell him for any for any price.
Cambiaso give you
I don't
entitled
know.
vibe. I feel like his
Oh
agent.
yeah,
I feel like his agent is the only idiot saying stupid shit. Like Cambiaso's never really.
no, Cambiaso is more by the way he plays and acts on the field, gives me that vibe.
Huh.
Like, but again, it's a vibe. Like I don't know, it seems a bit entitled. Like I already made it kind of vibe.
Sikoko, my national team made me depressed at the World Cup. Thank you for going live at the right moment. Oh man, well my first love, the Azzurri aren't even in it. So hey, at least you got a game or two in there. But hey, we're here for you. We're here for you. Did you see Ronaldinho sign with Serie Club Ravenna? Probably the craziest sign. What?
No, I haven't,
This isn't
but
real.
I could become a Ravenna fan as
This
of
isn't
today.
real. This is not real.
Yeah,
Cannot
wish
be.
it was though.
Omer, Lock in, please. You're my ride or die.
And first of all, thank you for choosing me. Yeah, it's been a rough start, but we'll manage. I have my money on Panama and Czechia to do some of the dirty work for us. No, but it will pick up. Portugal will pick up. Unfortunately, Turkey are out. Colombia actually did look great. It will be better. I mean, there's still like a 450 games to go to the end, so hang in there. It will be better.
Holy shit, Ronaldinho signs for.
Seriously?
It's real.
No way. No way.
At the age of 46. He
Okay,
is
so we're now covering Ravenna along Juve.
Brazil.
Along with
Okay,
Juve.
everybody. New YouTube channel started, All JuveCast, so that we could just follow
I'm in.
Ronaldinho. It'll only be what Brazil icon Ronaldinho has completed a surprise move to Italian third-tier side Ravenna more than a decade after his last professional appearance. Club officials initially suggested his role would be limited to marketing activities. They have since refused to rule out the possibility of the 46-year-old featuring on the pitch. What?
Awesome. Phenomenal.
Oh
I mean,
my goodness, man.
That's the level of Serie A, right?
That is wild stuff. Wild stuff. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How are we feeling
And
about
then-
Yildiz?
I think he's done for the season and has been for a while, for the past 2.5 months at least.
Yeah.
It seems like he lost a step with the speed. Maybe feels a bit injured. Maybe tired from the long season. I don't know what it is, but he seems done. It seems like he needs a good rest, like a summer rest. I'm actually kind of happy not happy, but they got eliminated early. So at least, one silver lining is that Yildiz can be back home and start gearing up for next season.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I just feel like he's done. But yesterday, watching the game, I mean, just even their first game, Turkey's just really,
He didn't
really.
even start
They
the
were
first
they were
game.
just really,
He came off
really
the bench.
poor. And I mean, yesterday, I mean, in our chat, there were talks about, they've figured him out. Like Yildiz is figured out. Figured out what? I mean, I'm watching the game yesterday, and you got a stacked box, and Yilmaz, who can beat guys at will, by the way, on the opposite side of Yildiz. You're asking these guys to beat two guys every single time they get the ball just to get a cross in. I mean, do you want these guys trying to take on doubles and triples every single time, or find the guys with space? The main issue is the guys that were in central weren't pulling the right strings, and they couldn't link up with strikers, and Turkey was too complacent with trying to get cute with it rather than get some bodies. I don't know if they have guys physical enough to create havoc, but their entire midfield was the same player. All three of their midfielders were the same player. I go, at what point, you as a coach, Montella, do you say, I need a big guy that can go in there and just be a body? You were sending Demiral from the back next to your striker, and guess what? You only threw a few crosses in, but he got to a couple. One barely missed. But that's what you got to start spamming. You're not going to get cute and take, even if it's 10 men, when they're stacking you on the outsides, forcing you to go to these other guys. But Chan couldn't do anything. Arda Güler was garbage yesterday. And Çalhanoğlu didn't offer fuck all. And usually he's a great shot from range, and he wasn't even getting involved or having looks. Took a few. It was terrible, man. I'm not worried about Kenan Yildiz. I'm not worried about Yildiz. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about him. Is Yildiz the problem of no goals in Juve, or is it David? Tuna asked me to ask you that. Listen.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with Jonathan David, because David's on the hat trick against Qatar. He came back, and that was a big game for him because he was on the verge of potentially not getting started for the Switzerland game. If things went the same way for David that they did against Bosnia, he wouldn't be starting against Switzerland. He responds with a hat trick. But the biggest thing is that He responds playing next to a big man, an actual big man in Kyle Larin. And a lot of people have said, and they said it through this season, but it's not the same at Juve because you don't have a true proper big man. This hat trick doesn't change anything for me when it comes to Juve and David. If Juve has zero intentions of playing two striker sets, there is no point in keeping Jonathan David. If you brought Sorloth in and you wanted to play him next to a David, that might actually save David. That might actually change things because with a true big man there, his best trait, which is positioning, comes into play. When it's him solo, it's a different ball game, and the whole Juve thing just doesn't work. Too much scrutiny, whatever. If you offloaded it next to a big man, you have a shot. But for me, David can have a great World Cup. I'd be happy for Canada, and I'd be happy if Juve gets solid capital and at least moves another direction. Because if you don't have intentions of two striker sets, we should not be keeping Jonathan David. That's how I feel about it. Yildiz being the problem for no goals in Juve, or is it David? The attack in general for me, just a lot of them weren't clinical enough.
All of them.
All of them.
Zagrova finished with nothing. Chico could have
had more goals. Granted, he hit the fucking woodwork. I don't know how many times, but he could have finished with more goals. Openda did nothing. Darren Burgess, by the way, Lifetime Achievement Award just for getting Milik back on the pitch, but no contributions there. David Little contributions. Vlahovic injured for a big chunk of the season. There's a lot of finger pointing that you could do, you know, and even tactically with Spalletti, I'll be quite honest, even with him having those guys all miles apart, no interchange between any of our attackers. But it's not just one or two guys that's a problem. It's the collective. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had to rely on certain guys for certain, portions of the season. Like early on, it was Yildiz who carried the weight of creation and scoring. Then McKennie got really into it. Then Vlahovic came back and actually started banging, though it didn't really matter at the end. But the overall numbers are just disappointing for everyone. I can't pinpoint one guy, especially a 20-year-old, and say, yeah, that's where the issue lies, and everyone around it, they're not at fault. It's all across the board. And that's why we've been talking for like 6 months about replacing the entire front line.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't blame it on Yildiz. It just seems unfair. Everyone has a hand in it. And out of everyone, he has the most goals, actually. Granted, they came earlier in the season, but he still leads the list. So, a bit unfair to him.
Yeah. Quick scan here on some news. Juventus do plan to make a move for Nicolo Zaniolo, valued at 15 million euros, ready to offer cash and Adzic. Are you taking that deal or not?
Those are the players I'm most afraid of. First of all, it's a bit of a, it's been a while, but 2 ACLs, almost like back to back, and moved out of Italy to England, came back. Those guys that suddenly have a phenomenal season at a lower tier team, those are the guys I'm most afraid of. I think Adzic alone you can sell him for more than 15 million. So yeah, the numbers are not exciting, and it's a gamble. He did have a great season, to be honest.
He was solid. I'd take that move. I'd take that move.
Really?
I would take that move. I would be okay with that move.
I'm not against it completely, but I also don't feel like, we got the guy we needed.
And you sure as fuck can't fire Darren Burgess with him coming in, okay? But I would make that move, man. Even just a regular 15 million valuation on Zaniolo, hitting the right age, 26. You'd think that the bullshit seems to have passed in terms of maturity, solid season last season. It's a flyer at 15 million. That's a flyer. You don't lose on deals like that. And we tend to have good luck with those smaller deals, and it kind of is easier for the players coming in. Kalulu, 18 million deal. I would take that move. I would take a move. Adzic, I'm okay if we lose Adzic. I'll be honest. I'm okay if we lose him. I'm not stuck where... And here's the reason why. I think like when you see him... When you see these guys, even for like just a brief glimpse, because people can fight the argument that, oh, we barely saw him, you have no idea what you have, which I would agree with. I still think if you are of like a certain caliber, you would see more flashes even in the brief period you've seen where you're like, wow, okay, I get it. I never had a single moment in the time that he did get where I was like, wow. He hit a shot from range against the Inter where I was like, hey, that's a pretty ballsy fucking shot. And to be honest, we all know Sommer should have saved it because he had both hands on it, went through. It's ballsy for him to shoot it, but if he missed it, it would have been stupid. And we've been like, what the fuck you doing from there, whatever. So it's one of those moments, but it wasn't like there's nothing like wow about his game where I'm like, you got to keep this kid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still, I don't think Juve kind of, you need to be good in order to really start giving those guys chances and having them flourish. But Juve are not in that position. Like they need to sit comfortably, at least, challenging for the Scudetto to actually give, time and take the risks with the young guys who need minutes. But all in all, I don't see where you'd integrate him. You keep looking for guys in the market playing on the same position. It's been, 3 years now, 2.5 years? It will be like in this season. I don't know. I just don't see how you integrate him. Same goes for Miretti. Just not convincing enough to start and not enough. Juve are not good enough to actually let him play enough matches to gain the confidence and have a huge effect. So I don't mind losing him. I just think we can get more than 15 million for him.
Another reason why I'm okay losing him is the fact that you just went out and got all these young guns in January. Like,
yeah,
Licina, Essa Denise, like, yeah. And they've shown Licina, there's already talks. He's going to be with the first team training camp and go through the summer with a shot of potentially being on the first team in some capacity next season. Those guys, man, Licina's kind of at the same spot Yildiz was where he was playing there, where you're like, he's definitely miles ahead of these guys and is on the verge. Like, yeah. So I feel better. I feel better about it. And Zaniolo, I'd take a shot on a flyer on Zaniolo for sure. For sure. Does he fill a void of a 10? Absolutely. He's a second striker, 10 player.
Also, got to remember we're in Europa League. So, again, lots of matches, lots of Thursday matches. We're going to need, it's hard to say quality, but at least adequate guys to replace the guys who will play on Thursday, because they can't all do it week in, week out. And Zaniolo would be a good addition in that role of, I don't know, even alternating with McKennie, or if you get Brahim Diaz or whoever. Yeah, the numbers seem fine. I don't mind giving it a go, but it's a tricky one. On the other hand, like, it's a lot easier to shape your team afterwards if the season had gone wrong compared to like a Coop Miners that now you can't offload.
Zaniolo, big Juventino as well. Bring him in for the cause.
Yeah,
Let's go. Pepe, the American. Juve scouts watching him at the World Cup. We've got links with Omar Marmoush, alone. Dafara, Baby Buffon, officially return to Juventus. In the coming days, his future will be decided. Possibility of a loan to Cagliari, Lecce, Parma, Pisa, or Udinese. So there you have it with Tafara. I still say, so there was a big debate about him too, because Juventus doesn't believe it'll help his growth to just be around us as a second. But I said if you brought in an experienced keeper for 2 seasons and had him behind, gave him Coppa Italia even, you know, is that not enough for him, or is the loan the play? Because I think you get an experienced guy, you mentor him, you give him Coppa Italia. I think that'd be good. That'd be solid.
For who again?
For Tafara, the goalkeeper, the young goalkeeper, Baby Buffon.
Depends on what happens with the 2 other guys.
Well, that's under the assumption that they leave. So we sign an experienced keeper, and yeah, I don't want Perin around anymore. I'm sick and tired of hearing this guy wanting to leave. Just leave.
Yeah. I mean, I would be perfectly fine going into the season with Dibu Martinez, Dafara, and Pinsolio. That sounds okay, but I don't know. On the other hand, playing regularly will get him better much faster.
It would be better. It would be probably better. But I'm just looking at it from a business perspective too. I think it'd be better for us to offload Digre and Perin.
Oh, 100% agree. Especially if that unlocks the next goalkeeper, whoever it may be.
Yeah. And Maddie saying, I'd rather have Perin as number 1 than Merritt or Vicario. I would rather take this water bottle between the sticks than Merritt or Vicario. Jesus. Bottom of the barrel there.
I think that Kelly would be a good goalkeeper. I don't know why. Just give him the gloves.
Yeah. So here we go. We know that Juve cannot make a good summer mercato because we are not financially strong. So if we can get a figure not less than 100 million for Yildiz, I strongly recommend selling him. Holy smokes. Okay. Number 1, I don't believe the statement that Juve cannot have a good summer window. I don't believe that. We can have a good summer window. And the reason is simply this. Sometimes the windows we think are going to be the best are the shittiest. And some of the ones where we thought were kind of weaker ended up being good. These can go any way when you pick up players. You look at some of the signings we made over these past couple of seasons. I mean, they're guys in form. Last summer, these players were in form. All of them. The stats backed them. The performances backed them. The rate, whatever you followed, like it backed them. And they still fell flat on their face other than the cheap signings. And then a couple of the cheap signings have started to drop too. But you have no idea how it can go. It could look one way on paper. Doesn't always pan out because the games are played on the pitch. You just have to wait and see. But I don't believe, and I still stand firm, it's not going to take a lot to boost this squad. It needs experience. With the right experience pieces added to the mix at the right positions, you'll boost this team. So I don't agree with that statement. And when you're talking about selling Yildiz, to recommend selling him because of just the money this window to rebuild the team, I would still go against that right now. Right now, I would go against that.
I would as well. I think transfer markets can only be judged in hindsight. So like getting to the end of August and saying we had a bad summer market, unless we didn't sign anyone. But they're always in hindsight. Let's look at the supposedly best one ever, the one Paris Saint-Germain had, where they signed Messi, Donnarumma, Ramos, Wijnaldum at the time, and it was propped up as the best transfer market ever. And it was shit. It didn't pan out the way they planned, and then no one expected that Dembele and all those guys would actually become Champions League winners. So it's always in hindsight. As much as we want to think we know how much we know about the transfer market and players, so many elements need to come together in order for a team and even a specific player to just work out, gel with the team, chemistry. It's very hard to predict. We can give opinions, but at the
I
end of the day, they don't mean a lot.
For me, it's just the timing is all wrong. And here's another reason why. While we say we need experience, you need star players too. Now,
Mhm.
Yildiz, we can all admit, has growing to do. But he's pretty damn close to a star player on this team that you have. Because you only got like two. And one of them's kind of fading in Bremer, but I still consider him a star player. And Yildiz. Those are the only two I consider like star players. And even there, you have growing to do with Yildiz. But you get rid of him 100 million to rebuild a team. When you're talking about rebuild, that doesn't mean star players with that 100 million. That means you're filling the voids and spacing out that 100 million. Because if you were going to buy a star player, you're dumping all that money you just got. That's not a good plan. For me, you keep Yildiz, you work around the pieces that you can say goodbye to, and you get a foundation going so that as your money grows, as your money gets better in a season, then you can make a splash because you've got your foundation built. You no longer need 5 or 6 starters. You need to make a couple changes. We can splash now because we only need like a couple spots that we really need help in. That's the aim. When you have half a starting 11 that you have to account for, that's not the time to go out and make a splash. So you take him in to what, rebuild these 6? Or do you work smartly with some of the guys that do have values, good values that are good capital, even though he's fucking great capital too? Still,
Mhm.
you need star power.
Yeah. And to be realistic, we need right now a player in every department: goalkeeper, center back, fullback, midfielder, striker. Wingers might be the only place we don't need to sign someone. I don't know what happens with Nico Gonzalez and if he comes back, but we have a lot of filling to do in the roster as it is.
Yeah.
So bringing in a star power player, like I know I keep seeing Osimhen's name being mentioned. It's so unrealistic right now for Juve,
It
especially with Europa League,
Until you
the
get the
loss of money.
foundation built, yeah. You just that's
Yeah,
why I say for me, work smart, be shrewd, settle up the foundation, get things right. And if you get financials right, you make your boost this year, get back into Champions League, take the added revenue. You've now accustomed to less revenue. That's all boost. If you get it right with the lineup, you have less work to do next summer, then you splash, then you take your shots. But right now, it is kind of unrealistic because you have 6 starters you're looking for. Good luck and Godspeed, Carnevali. By the way, we are set to wrap things up. So far, so good. World Cup. What if we sell McKennie? I would listen
I
to
think
offers. I'll be quite honest. I mean, I'm not set in stone. He has to remain, but
I
I
wouldn't.
I don't
I mean,
think
of
we'll
course,
see something enticing enough for me to say goodbye.
yeah. I mean, of course, there's a price. Like it's not a flat out no, but I don't believe we're going to be able to fill all the roles we need, and that's where McKenny comes into play.
That's where
We
his
look,
value is just the jack of all
yeah.
trades.
If you can fill all positions that we need, and this sort of versatile guy who can play anywhere becomes redundant, then fine. But we just renewed him based on a one of the few players who actually did have a good season. I don't see Juve filling out all the roster, and that's why he's right now more important than most of the team for me.
Yeah. 45 million, let's say. That's tough to dude, 45?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I 45 on Mac?
No.
I'd have a tough time saying no to 45 on Mac when we've always seen around 20, 25. But it's just one of those things. Where
How
do you
much would
go?
it cost to replace him?
Where do you go from there? That's the thing. Like, I still need to say goodbyes to other names before we touch these guys that are key cogs right now, because Mac is a key cog right now. Until you round out your roster to where he is like, okay, he's strictly a utility player, it's kind of like I need to see Medetti looked after. I need to see Colt Miners looked after. Like, I need to see that taken care of before I get to Weston McKennie. So that's kind of my thing. Because looking at it in a vacuum, 45 million for Matt, yeah, that's good money and that's a lot. But when you get out of this tunnel vision and out into the vacuum, well, fuck. You got to deal with Colt Miners. You got to deal with Douglas Luiz. You got to deal with Miretti. You got to deal with Adzic. Looking at it in vacuum, 45 million for him, I mean, it's hard to say no. It's hard to walk away from, but Jesus.
How much would it cost to replace him? How many players do we have to bring in to replace the roles he's filling right now? Especially in a bloated season with Europa League matches that I hope will go all the way to the end. It seems like a bad business move right now. I think it will cost
Kessier is
a lot
out of
more money to
contract.
replace him.
Is Kessier out of contract?
I don't think he's out of contract. I just think he doesn't want to be there. I think he has a year or two left, but I'm not sure.
A year or two left, probably. Because I'll tell
he
you
just
what.
wants to leave.
Shit, man. Depending on what the deal ends up there for the numbers, I mean, $6 million in salary to Kessier is still higher than I'd like to see. But I mean, if Kessier was coming in and you could make money, good money on Mac,
I wouldn't look to Kessier. I would actually look to a left back.
A utility player.
He was the only one adequate enough, some might say even better than Cambiaso at left back. So before we sign someone to play on the left, someone who's a good player on the left, but I'm not even talking about McKennie because we got no one. I'm not going an entire season.
I still need to
with
see
only
some of these
Cambiaso.
other guys said goodbye to. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mac looking good. The Americans looking good. World Cup's been fun. And the ride or die reminder, everybody. Hey, we got the updates going, but this is it so far. Slow start for Omer, but he's getting the points now. Luca made a big jump. He was down there at the bottom. Paolo made a big jump there over the past couple days. 46
It's been
points.
20 games, something out of 104. I think maybe even more. There's still a lot of time, and the table will look completely different.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Top 3 will see prizes go out. So good luck to all of you and who you chose. We'll see how it plays out. Mas, keep glazing them Portuguese, buddy. Pause. That didn't come out right, but yeah. Portugal. Mas still stands firm. Gives me shit every time I say it ain't happening.
Portugal or mine? Why is he worried about Portugal?
He's in love. He's in love with Vitinha and Neves and
those CR abs.
Blinded him from the constant letdowns.
It's the CR7 abs. That's what got him. Mass, we know. Your secret is safe with us.
Yeah. There you go. You guys, great live. You guys are the best as always. Please drop a like. Feel free to clip anything from the show. Had a great time. It's great to be back doing these. We are going to do them, obviously, a little more frequently. When there's breaking news, we'll probably have a pop-up live. Otherwise, once a week for sure. And I am going to look at doing some watch-alongs for some of these World Cup matches now that things have leveled off at home. Again, thank you, everybody, for the congratulations.
Can we expect some videos from the match?
So I'll get some content while I'm down there for sure. Yeah, cool. We'll get some content while we're down there at Canada Switzerland game, BC Place. So I take off Tuesday night after work. There may not be a news update video on the Wednesday of match day because it's such an early start and I have to travel to get to the game. But I'll still try to do something short. Maybe I'll do something from the SkyTrain in Vancouver as we ride in there. Maybe I'll give you your news on a SkyTrain live there. We're going to have some fun though. But you guys, great stuff as always. Great to be back here live. Omar, absolute pleasure as always. Continue to enjoy the World Cup, everybody. And as far as Juve and the news goes, we're just getting started. Silly season hasn't even actually begun. Think about that. So
wait till we're linked to Icardi. That's the real sign.
Enjoy the ride. And I just want to leave you with this. Because this time of year, everybody says the same thing to me. And a lot of people come at me and say, why are you posting this or this? Oh, this only comes from Gazzetta. They're just trying to destabilize Juve. Listen, that's bullshit. Okay? You know the headlines that are garbage, that are just nonsensical or what they do. Gazzetta, when I brought it to you that there was bullshit behind the scenes between Carnevali and Spalletti, everybody said, that's nonsense. It's all good behind the scenes. They're just trying to create chaos. Were they? Because the guy was gone a week later. Carnevali. Where there's smoke and a lot of it, there's usually fire. So take everything with a grain of salt. Don't write everything off, but don't also jump wholeheartedly into believing everything as well. Yeah. Let's see. Time will tell. For now, they're discussion pieces for hypotheticals and just discussion points for us as fans. But until the final business is done, until pen is put to paper, hey, it's all kind of bullshit until that happens. So let's just see how it plays out before we jump on Elkin, Carnevali, etc. Everybody, I still say get me a proper president. But right now, Carnevali, I do like the hiring, and I hope he succeeds. We need him to succeed. But right now, let's see what happens. See what happens. You guys, on that note, have a fantastic weekend. All right? May it be filled with a ton of fun. Watch the World Cup games. Time with family, friends. Enjoy yourselves. All right? And on that note, fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. To all the haters, thank you for the fuel to the army. We love you. And next week, kick giveaways. Kick giveaways on the next live show. Ciao tutti. And tomorrow, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day tomorrow to all the fathers. Ciao tutti. Take care.